The rich cultural tapestry of China is marked by distinctly Oriental characteristics that manifest themselves in surprising and sometimes unexpected ways for many of us. For example, while in many places divorce may be a matter of signing papers and reaching mutual understanding, in China, the process may involve an examination that assesses the couple's readiness for this decision. Additionally, there are aspects such as the bride market and the pressure on women above the age of 27 regarding marriage that may seem peculiar to other cultures. These are just some of the cultural nuances of China that differ from the global norm. So, if these details have piqued your curiosity, I invite you to delve deeper with me in this video and discover more about the intriguing peculiarities of this magnificent Eastern country. The demographic issue in China, characterized by an aging population, has led the government to adopt measures to address the increasing divorce rate, similar to what happened in Japan. In an effort to combat convenience marriages and promote stable unions, Chinese authorities have implemented an evaluation system for couples seeking divorce. This evaluative process may seem surprising to many. Through an examination, the marital situation is analyzed. If the couple scores above 60% correct answers, it is understood that the relationship still has solid foundations, and therefore, divorce is not granted. What makes this examination even more intriguing is its variety of questions. There are statements to be agreed or disagreed with, objective questions, true or false questions, among other formats. The examination proposed for people who wish to divorce in China consists of diverse questions. These can range from basic aspects, such as the date of marriage and children's birthdays, to detailed information about the spouse's parents, such as their full names and ages. The evaluation also delves into deeper aspects of the relationship, questioning the responsibilities of each partner within the home. At the end of the examination, there is a section aimed at reflecting on the magnitude of the divorce decision and the potential consequences of this choice. Since 2017, this approach has been adopted in various cities. The government's perspective is that this initiative may contribute to a reduction in divorces. According to involved judges, the examination allows for highlighting critical points in the relationship, enabling the couple to opt for reconciliation after deeper reflection. On a separate note, let's consider something entirely different: bathroom-themed restaurants. For most of us, the bathroom is a place for personal hygiene and daily care. But imagine turning this concept into a dining experience. In China, creativity knows no bounds when it comes to cuisine and restaurant ambiance. An example of this is the unusual idea of dining in an environment that resembles a bathroom. These establishments offer a complete experience. Customers sit in toilet-shaped seats, dine at tables that resemble sinks, and use utensils decorated with the same theme. The design extends to the food itself, which sometimes resembles excrement in shape. Even though this idea may seem eccentric to many, these restaurants have attracted both locals and tourists in areas like Hong Kong and Taiwan. But don't be fooled. Chinese inventiveness doesn't stop there. There are restaurants inspired by hospitals, where waiters wear lab coats and dishes are served as if they were medications, and even establishments that replicate the atmosphere of a prison. Chinese cultural diversity is also reflected in its cuisine. There's a proverb that says, "Eat everything that moves," indicating the Chinese openness to a wide range of ingredients. This approach has deep roots in culture and history, making Chinese cuisine one of the most varied and intriguing in the world. China's vast and rich history has strongly influenced its culinary traditions. During times of scarcity and conflict in ancient dynasties, the Chinese were compelled to diversify their diet, experimenting with a wide range of plants and animals. This innovation, born out of necessity, transformed once unusual dishes into cherished delicacies, such as the famous insect skewers that are popular among visitors today. When it comes to celebrations, the Chinese approach to birthdays is also distinct. In contrast to many global cultures, China, like South Korea, counts gestational time as the first year of life, meaning that newborns already start life at 1 year old. This is linked to the lunar calendar and the way years are counted. Furthermore, birthday festivities in China do not occur annually as we are accustomed to. The first major celebration takes place when the child turns 2 years old. During this event, it is common for family members to try to predict the child's future profession. Instead of the traditional birthday cake we are familiar with, the spotlight is on a special dish called longevity noodles, symbolizing health and a long life. Chinese tradition places significant importance on age milestones, celebrating them based on their own calendar, which has distinct intervals from the Western calendar. For example, some birthday celebrations occur every 10 years. If a Chinese friend invites you to one of these parties, seize the opportunity because the next one may not happen for a decade. In terms of relationships, China has a unique approach. Chinese youth are strongly encouraged to focus on education and career building, leaving dating and romance for after university. This emphasis on education and professional growth often means that the start of romantic relationships is postponed, which can make it more challenging for young adults to find partners after their 20s. In response to this and other societal pressures, the intriguing bride market has emerged in Shanghai. Here, anxious parents display resumes of their sons and daughters in the hope of finding a suitable partner for them. It is common to see parents, especially those with daughters, actively seeking potential suitors, since social pressure labels women over the age of 27 as leftover women. To counter this stigma, parents act as intermediaries, sharing information about their children, and even facilitating initial meetings between potential couples. It's a fascinating tradition that reflects China's cultural nuances and family values. Once introduced by their parents, the direction the relationship takes is up to the young individuals involved. It's important to note that in Chinese culture, relationships are generally taken seriously with a focus on the future, where marriage is often an expectation from the early stages of dating. The bride market in China has some interesting peculiarities. There is a certain demand for foreign partners, as marrying one's daughter to a citizen of another country, especially if financially successful, is considered by many as a status symbol. In this scenario, parents often have specific criteria, such as financial compatibility and common interests, believing that these factors are essential for ensuring a stable and lasting relationship. Speaking of traditions and benefits, it's interesting to note that during the Chinese New Year, which starts on February 5th and is a traditional family reunion period, there is a special perk for single women over 30. These professionals are granted additional benefits in their employment, such as 8 extra days off during the celebrations, and the possibility of ending their workday earlier throughout the year. This is a unique way to recognize and, in a way, alleviate the social pressure that these women may feel in a culture that places such a high value on family bonds. A unique measure adopted in China is what they call a dating license. This initiative is especially aimed at women over 30 and aims to encourage them to pursue a romantic relationship with the intention of marriage. This benefit is even more specific for single female teachers in this age group. In Chinese culture, women who pass the age of 27 without getting married are often labeled as leftover women, which can bring social pressure and make it difficult to find a partner. This incentive, the dating license, emerged as a government strategy to balance the population's demographics by encouraging marriage and, consequently, family formation. The phenomenon of dating in China resembles what happens in countries like Japan and South Korea. Most of the time, dating has the primary purpose of marriage, and in the early stages, it is characterized by a more reserved and traditional approach. Gestures like hugs and kisses, which are common in many places around the world at the beginning of a romance, can be rare in these contexts. An interesting fact is that many Chinese women value certain aspects of their partners, such as their profession. During outings, it is common for them to expect the man to carry their bags, and there is a notable appreciation for capturing moments, often capturing memories with photos. Diving into a culture is the best way to truly understand its nuances. If you have the opportunity to date someone from China, it's likely that for them, it signifies the beginning of a serious relationship. However, as in any society, there are variations in behavior. In tourist areas or Chinese nightlife establishments, you may notice a more liberal mindset, as many patrons in these places may have a more contemporary approach to Chinese traditions. The richness of Chinese culture is vast and full of peculiarities. Please leave a comment if you are already familiar with these aspects of everyday life in China, and which information stood out to you the most. Thank you very much for your company, and I look forward to our next content. Cheers!